So yeah, we'll move away from the air to the things that actually made our made our lists. So, tell me, guys, have you ever wanted to be a detective?
I mean, I've played enough of the Ace Attorney games.
Yeah, I mean, I've played a bit of LA Noire. I've had my fair share of, detective work under my belt.
I would be remiss to not mention the Mandervilles, but go on.
Yeah. Second question, have you ever wanted to be a dinosaur?
Oh, I know which game you're talking about now, because I just saw Fenn playing it the other day.
Yes. Congratulations, if you've wanted to be a dinosaur and a detective, there is a game for you now. Dino Cop. Straight up Dino Cop. In the future, we have basically created a sort of Jurassic World scenario, except the dinosaurs essentially have the same intelligence as a human being. And they now live among us in their own sort of areas of town. But obviously, you cannot apply certain human laws to dinosaurs. So in order to be in the interest of fairness, you play as Dino Cop, a cop born and raised to be a cop. Did I say Dino be raised a cop? Yeah, I think so. Not a cop raised to be a dino. That would be a very different game. But yes, in this world there are talking dinos of all sorts. You got raptors and brontos and triceratopses, and a whole lot of, shall I say, political commentary about what should and shouldn't be allowed, such as we've moved on from eating chickens now for the most part because chickens can talk. But we can now eat brontosaurus meat because brontosauruses are big and they can be sold off if they are not good. Yes, if they're invalids, shall we say, which is a interesting scenario to be in. But yes, you go to a hotel because there has been reports of human meat being sold there at this dino convention. And as such, you are now locked into a 24-hour scheduled day, which repeats, so you can learn the movings around of all of the players who are there. Or say players, all the... they're not actual players, it's a single-player game.
NPCs.
But all of the NPCs, yes. So you have... so you've basically got a musician dino called... it's like Fuck You, Steve. You've got the Brontosaurus rights groups, you've got the chefs, you've got the... I'm going to say it's Velociraptors, because that's essentially what it is. There's a talk show about a place where we might meet in the middle, but probably won't. Podcasters, and you're going around trying to solve this mystery, and as you do so, of course, it's not just a simple mystery of, oh, there's human meat here. The mystery itself goes much deeper, and it feels as though there are at least a couple of routes you can take. Talking about the sort of LA Noire kind of thing, I believe like if you just go with the clues you find, you can probably finish the case as your partner, your insufferable partner cop Mark will say, as by his book, you go in, you find the thing, you prosecute them, you arrest them, and you're probably done with the game in a pretty short amount of time. But if you wish to dig deeper, you can properly investigate the hotel, find out everyone's schedules, and discover that there's more here going on than you would expect. You get to play dress up as well with your dino. You can make yourself look like a proper sheriff, a detective, or as a certain someone's ideal partner, which might be relevant to a quest line.
So the disguises mean something then?
Some of them do. Most of them don't.
Yeah.
There is an achievement in there for, I think it said scaring someone into thinking you're a commie. I don't know how you do that one.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I tried wearing a lot of red and talking to people, but I couldn't figure it out. But yes, it's you go through, speak to the dinosaurs, find out what's going on, investigate, discover the bigger mystery, continue investigating, and then try and piece it all together and become the best Dino Cop you can. It's a pretty shortish. I say shortish. It took me about 8 hours to complete, which, for the £10 I paid for it, I'd feel very good. It has a little bit of jank to it. It's made. I believe it's just made by a sibling pair who do pretty much the entire thing, music and all that.
Oh, I don't think it'll be as janky as Black Sad on Switch.
Oh, no,
because that's jank.
I mean, so it crashed on me once after I've been playing it for like 7 hours. It was definitely kind of chugging. So after a long playtime, it did require a restart.
That's not as bad as what Black Sad went.
Yeah. I'd say the most sort of jarring part is the music. It's like it'll switch music when you go through areas and stuff, but it doesn't have like a nice fade. It just kind of cuts, starts next track again.
Or actually, yeah, that's actually better than the what was it, Deadly Premonition? The Switch version on Switch 2, because that had a lithium.
You definitely
of
had issues with that one.
I was going through for that, where music would be dropped on certain loads and stuff like that, and the amount of crashes I experienced in that game. Oh, it's bad. So yeah, I don't think it'll equal to that ever. I don't think, Shadow Fox.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, no, as you go around, you get to pick up new tools such as a newspaper to hide behind, binoculars for lip reading, other bits like that. But all in all, it's just wonderful. It's like visually just pleasing, charming game all round. Dino Cop, absolutely worth picking up and playing. And there is a demo that you can play as well to experience it as you wish.
Yeah, that might have to go on my to try and get round to playlist in, a few hundred years.
Well, dinosaurs live a long time, so.
All right then. So my number 3 is, I think, the 4th major title in a series. But it's it's not a massive developer, but it's a little bit different to the previous incarnations. It is a tower defense game a la Sanctum 2 style, where you not only build your towers, but then you can participate as well in the fight.
Oh, and I believe I know what the game is then.
Yeah.
So I believe we've played one of the previous versions. Or previous
yes, I think we did.
Iterations.
Orcs Must Die, Death Trap.
Yeah.
So, I'd only ever played the previous one, Orcs Must Die 3, before. And that allows you to play 2-player. This one now goes up to 4 players, which is quite cool. Although the more players you have, the less traps that you are allowed to have in your inventory, just to keep things balanced. However, the other big change, well, there's two big changes. One, all of the characters now have specific weapons they have to use and a specific unique trap to them that usually coincides with their weapon. But the big change is previously it's been kind of like you have to beat a certain amount of waves, and every level has like set waves for what they do, and and they have like an unlimited mode for each level. The game is now a roguelike. So although there are set kind of level structures, you have to play a random level, although you usually get a choice of 3 random levels, but they'll all have unique modifiers on them, which are also random. And the types of enemies you'll get out of them could be random as well. So, for instance, you could have one level that's in the courtyard, but the modifier says that every round a enemy that can freeze you will spawn to try and interfere with you. And then the next level, you're not allowed to heal, and the modifier will stack with the previous level. And you have to go through levels until you hit a boss round, and then you have to kill the boss. So it's a little bit interesting. There's some nice little interactions with characters. I do like some of the new character designs. In previous games, you mostly only had people/elves. You now have a giant bear who you can play as. There's like a blue, somewhere between an elf and Nightcrawler, from the X-Men.
More from X-Men?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then the rest and you've got a girl who has a pet dragon who you get to command. But yeah, it's so I've mostly been playing this with my American friends, and we've been having a blast. There's a nice variety of traps, but there's a lot of tactics you can use, but also it's a lot more difficult than the previous games, but that's partially because the random element doesn't give you as many options. I don't know if I like it more than Orcs Must Die 3, but I've certainly been enjoying my time with it. It's lighthearted. They keep adding... So while it has had a full release now, they are adding more content, so they add various different... Oop.
Where the fuck was that coming from? Weird audio. Sorry about that.
That's right. They've been adding stuff like they've been adding new rooms, their new layouts. They've been adding They've had to change some of the abilities recently. They've added new traps, and they add new collectibles that you can find in every level. So originally there were collectibles for different outfits, and then they have made ones that are like collectibles of the enemies for like a lore book. So that's been kind of fun. But this is one of those games where the nice thing is if you've got a couple of friends, you can just jump in and have a bit of fun with it. Sadly, it's only up to 4 players, but I think it does have cross-play as well, so good. It's similar to Monster Hunter Wilds. It's another 7 out of 10 game. It's nice that they're still supporting it. I definitely think in the future I'd prefer to go to more structured stuff, or have the option to do more structured stuff. The randomized stuff, I can understand the appeal to make it, infinitely replayable.
Yeah, you need a certain level of replayability with these kind of, if you're doing,
Well,
so people don't just find the most ideal.
So the way they did it with Orcs Must Die 3 is, other than DLCs to add new levels, is they had challenges where you had like fixed traps, and obviously there was endless mode of just see how far you can get.
Yeah.
The problem with Orcs Must Die 3 is that it's very grindy to unlock everything, I will say. But yeah, Orcs Must Die Death Trap, it's a fun game. You definitely want to try and get some friends to play it with, I think. But, you know what, if you've got the friends, you'll definitely enjoy it more. And other tip, you can unlock 2 extra characters before you do your first match, and you should do that because, in my opinion, Max is easily the best character to play alone. Although I do enjoy playing as the bear because because the bear is a melee attacker, and one of his abilities is just jump in the air and smash down on people. Great for covering distance.
I thought you were going to say because he's just as fuzzy as you.
Not on the top of the head. He's more fuzzy.
but thank you for bringing that one up, because it also reminded me of something in my to play in the future, like future lookouts that we'll talk about at the end.
I mean,
next year.
Yeah, but if you get Orcs Must Die Death Trap, definitely
Yeah.
let me know. It's a game I'd love to share with more people. Turbo, you're up.
Yeah. So for my number 3, I think I can't really lead into this as best as how you guys have been leading into them and whatnot without doing this. Na 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 na. Na, 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 na.
And we're copy struck.
Na, na, na. So there we go. It's like Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is my number 3 for this year. Simply because it was pretty much in the middle for me, both kind of like enjoying it and getting through the slog that is completing the bloody thing.
Well, at least getting the platinum.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the slog trying to get the platinum for Gears of War Reloaded was bad, you know. But no, Sonic Racing Crossroads is, if not equally bad, but not as or maybe worse. Maybe, I don't know.
It's because
it's a newer game.
It's a different kind.
That's why it's
grind.
a bit higher than Gears of War. I mean, granted, it is a solid racing title for coming out of Sega, and for good reason, because obviously they got a arcade, like one of their kind of like in-house development teams working on the title. The same guys who were behind the Initial D arcade franchise. So they had pedigree right then and there, and they were able to provide it in a very well orchestrated console outing. And of course, the major gimmick, because every game has to have a major gimmick in this day and age to help stand out and whatnot.
At least in these kart races,
their crossplay. Yeah, their crossplay stuff. Like, I mean, well,
you mean the
also the cross worlds kind of like thing, where you're crossing. Every second lap you're going into another track or world to kind of like continue the race, and then you travel back to the original track afterwards and whatnot. That's that's obviously a gimmick in its own right, yeah. And they brought back older gimmicks, like fan favorites. Everyone loved Transformed. They wanted the boats back. They wanted the
planes or float hovercraft or whatever they would.
The boat hovercraft, planes, kind of like transformation. They're not all fully customized per se. They're all just like basically additions to the core vehicle and whatnot.
But that kind of works because you can customize your vehicle. If you had to make a customized 3 vehicles, that might take up a fair bit of time.
Well, I mean, it did for All-Star Racing Transformed.
No, sorry, I mean if you had to customize each one individually. Like, because obviously in the game you can customize your vehicle.
Yeah,
you can change. You can change the back.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice to. It would be nice to be able to like flick through their modes when you're customizing to see what it would look like.
Yeah, that I can understand.
But yeah, I mean, it is like it's a way better outing than Team Sonic Racing. I liked Team Sonic Racing when that came out.
I think Team Sonic Racing got a bit of a bad rep just because. Well, 2 reasons. One, it really did not help itself with timing. Not its fault, but
no. I mean, granted, it's always a problem with Sega titles now. You know, with especially Sonic titles going up against the heavy hitters.
Again, sometimes not always their fault. I think sometimes they plan the release and then someone goes, "Oh, actually, we're going to do that as well because we know we can beat you."
Yeah. But this time around, even though, again, it was a case of like, oh, it's going up against another big hitter that already came out earlier in the year, there was quite an easily, like, distracting factor. Oh, wait, you need to buy a whole new console in order to play that game.
Well, that and there was a lot of complaints about the updates they did to the other game. Making it less user-friendly or less what people wanted, whereas it's been kind of nice to see that Sega have taken some criticism into account, like, what's the point in playing after you finish your 1,000 points for your festival? You don't get that many tickets, so they up the tickets, and then it was like, yeah, but it's really difficult to win because so many people are, like, playing ridiculously well. Okay, we'll just, give what was first place, that's now third place tickets. Like, oh, okay, now it's not as painful to get through.
Yeah, they balanced it out a bit. Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, I think it's worth
they
praising.
want to make, they want to make this as long lasting as possible, and the only way of doing that is trying to make your player base happy. I mean, granted, Behavior's been trying to do that for the last almost 10 years now.
Yeah, it's slightly different proposition on that one.
Yeah, but it's still the same concept. It's like they're trying to keep their audience happy so they keep playing the game and whatnot, but
it's weird because it is obviously a live service game, but
you say it's a live service game, it's not really a live service game.
No, it is.
It is.
They're expecting people to continuously
when you think
play.
of live service game, you're expecting it to be inundated with microtransactions.
Yes, but that's a bad expectation set by too many live service games that do have too many microtransactions. I would call this a well implemented live service game that doesn't rely on microtransactions, but I am worried when they are going to have to get to a point where it's like, well, we need to start putting microtransactions in. Because take Crash Team Racing.
Well, at the moment they've got that one season pass of like all the premium DLC characters that are being made available, and they've got more in-house Sega properties as free DLC.
Yeah, all of the.
There've already been a few leaks about possible future additions.
Yeah, so it's like that's their model for this live. I'm using the air quotes here. Live service game.
I mean, to be fair,
it depends on how that translates as success or failure.
Well,
to them to decide. Okay, let's make another pack.
This is the thing. It's like we know they've got a year's worth of support lined up.
Yeah.
So it'll be after that. Is like, do they then start introducing, some microtransaction to gain tickets quickly or unlock stuff faster?
Or introduce new skins. Because they've got a skin system in the game.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Like, I would love to see the riders' skins for a lot of the characters. I think go listen to a previous Radio Redux I did with Kev for a discussion on this. But it's interesting because at the time of us recording, there is a rider skin in another game, one of their mobile games, that you can unlock.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, if it's in there, yeah, it feels weird that it's not in the other game, especially, I mean, admittedly, that's partially the way I'm sure they share assets, but yeah. Anyway, but yes, no, that's fair. I mean, just for my own curiosity, if you had to give this a score out of 10, what would you give it?
Well, definitely not 9.
That's fair.
Because IGN, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you know, it's like you're kind of overselling it.
Maybe you just have higher expectations than they do.
But you know, it's a solid 8. Yeah,
no, fair.
Solid 8, easy enough.
I'm gonna have to say that Crossworlds did not make it to my list, but for faults not relating to Crossworlds. I had the issue where having a controller plugged in just caused my PC to slow down thanks to a Windows update, which fixed itself.
But you haven't gone back since.
But it's that kind of thing where it's like, thank you, Microsoft, for tainting the experience for me.
And this is why I just play console.
Yeah.
For me, it was more the fact that I could get it cheaper on console than I could PC, honestly, because I got it for, I think, 40 quid on release. Obviously not including the DLC. I bought that later. To
be fair, I got it cheaper on PC myself, so I didn't pay full price because it was a bit pricey.
Well, in the whole concept of like, you know, like pricing in gaming in the games industry and whatnot, it's all over the place. I mean, granted, what was it? The general pricing of the base game is like 60, 65.
Which I don't think is that egregious, bearing in mind you're getting a year's worth of updates. Yeah. I do think the DLC Season Pass is a little high, but I suspect that's more due to the fact that it's all licensed characters from other people, and they all want their cut. So
yeah, they need. I mean, we've seen it for Dead by Daylight. You have to buy those for real money now, like because they want their share.
Mm-hmm.
The good news is I just checked my list. None of my games cost more than 20 quid. So
mine certainly did. Monster Hunter Wilds.
So I think your list needs to be changed to budget games of the year.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, yeah.
Whereas I've gone from Monster Hunter Wilds to free game.
Yeah.
Averages out, maybe.
I think I probably, in terms of like basket spend between our top 5s and stuff like that, I probably spent the most out of the lot, yes.
Maybe. I mean, it's worth noting that I may pull in some favours for some of my games for people I know.
He's got connections.
He's got an inside man.
Yeah, see?
But anyway, yeah, so Sonic Racing Crossroads, yeah, it's solid game. It's in the middle of my top 5, so yeah,
that's fair.
It'll stay there. It'll stay there. Menacingly.
Have you been keeping up with the festivals out of interest?
Oh yes, I have.
Yeah, cool. This is the thing.
Like as of this recording, I got all the rewards for the SpongeBob one.
Yeah, same. Although I got them sooner than I thought I would. I think that's the thing, is that's gonna hopefully, that kind of thing will keep it a little bit more of an evergreen game, because it will give people.
If they do repeats of festivals, then yeah.
I hope so. Because I will admit, I every time I seem to think about going back to the game, it's like, oh, there's a new festival. It's like weekly festival. It feels like it's like, oh my god, I got to do this again. I think
it's every other week at the moment is the schedule. So at the moment we've had, I think they had first 2 weeks they had 2 back to back, but then it was paid, free, paid, free, paid. No, they had 2 free
ones. Now
ones.
It's free again with Nights coming out in December.
So we've just had a paid one. So yeah, we'll probably get Nights for free. I imagine they're going to take a break over Christmas. And then I think we've got Pac-Man and II in January, Tangle and Whisper in February, and I think Mega Man's around that time as well.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll see sooner or later how that all plays out in the year ahead. So yeah. Anyway, that's my number 3. On to number 2.
Yeah, bringing it down, and as I said, this'll Earth will know there's this one as the one that I'm putting on the list that he played that probably isn't on his list.
Yeah, probably.
Put it that way. Probably. Yeah, no. It's the sequel that has been long awaited. It was going to be DLC, if I remember rightly, and then kind of became its own thing when they realised, oh no, this is too big. And that is of the Hollow Knight Silksong variety.
I will say, here is Elden Ring with a DLC that's the same size as the base game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they couldn't use that excuse really,
but yes, so Silksong. It's if you've played, it's similar in ways to Hollow Knight. In pretty much, you'd say it is a 2D Dark Souls style game. Resting resets bosses. You lose your monetary resource on death. You have to go get it from your soul or whatever. I think we know the general formula at this point.
Yeah, I will slightly argue with that point, but that's a discussion for what is a Souls like.
Yeah, I'm talking like the broad scope of.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
The difference from this game from the first Hollow Knight, first of all, is probably just the momentum and speed. This game is much faster. You have a run button by default.
No, you don't. You have to get it. Something you do unlock. I remember that very specifically.
Is it?
Yeah.
You unlock it very early on, though, so I feel like that must be...
it's like your third move.
But obviously, because you've got this new running, or like this more speed, a lot of the combat is more based on precision and agility. More so, like it feels like a lot of the gaps you need to hit are much smaller, which I enjoy the challenge. I got to 81% completion, including by the end of the extra bonus act, we'll say.
Yeah, let's go with that.
The Act 3. Yeah. You have, of course, you have the game. You're going around. You're exploring. Every enemy is very ouchy to you, but again, you go around. You get your abilities. You unlock new abilities. You get to access new areas, and as you jump around, you are trying to. What is it? You've been captured. So let's start off here. You were captured, and you're kind of figuring out, oh, hey, this is a place of silk. I do silk. This is all Weaver territory. Oh, okay, so this is kind of my birth.
Or where my ancestry comes from.
Yeah, where it comes from. And as you go around, you kind of... So it's like, rather than the infection from the first game, there's a darkness along this land. The silk has given everyone long lives, and people have basically just become, I guess, senile or something in the old age, and start attacking everything in the path.
It's something in the water.
It's pretty much it,
all mad.
Yeah, it's something in the silk. You got a few. So you only have a few NPCs that have kept their wits about them.
But generally, a lot of it is mechanical, like minor mechanical changes. Like, there's no longer the the pin system. You now just have set slots for tools.
Yeah. So yeah, rather than putting whatever pins you want, so if you have enough slots, so you like the default. You get different combat styles. You get different crests, and each crest you can unlock with pieces that allow you to slot in more. And then you have like offensive tools, your magic spell, your silk spell, whatever it is.
Yeah, you have like one major silk tool. You have, let's call them gadgets, I guess, like offensive gadgets. Tools. And then you have, I don't know what the distinction between the blue. There's like blue, which is like they're like combat enhancers, I guess, and then the yellow ones are more passive bonuses.
Sort of, yeah. Like yellow contains like the compass and things like that.
The magnet.
Blue. But yeah, blue is sort of like just an all-round enhancer, because sometimes it gives you things that enhance your combat, or other times movement, or it's a bit you're a bit more restricted, and certain crests have certain different amounts of things you can put on, and they all have different combat styles, which
that's
is
kind
quite
of the
a
main
nice way
important thing.
to.
Is it changes how your combat style is.
You start off with one. You can very quickly relocate the original Hollow Knight moveset, which
I never took off, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. Which is it's the most powerful one because it's the fastest one, and the attacks don't have any the longer duration, or the longer wind up hits don't actually do any more damage. They'll do the same amount of damage. So the fact that you can whip faster for the shorter range is
interestingly
bonus.
Most things I've seen have said the Architect one is the most powerful one. Just because you can do shenanigans with.
As I say, because there's a lot of tool usage in the Architects one. You can kind of pull off some crazy combos with tools and do a lot of damage. But in terms of actual combat with your needle that you upgrade, it's much more crest related.
And the other major change is how you heal.
Oh yes, rather than charging and then healing one health state everything, you basically have one animation and it just heals you for 2 or 3 or 4 depending on your additions you put on in your slots.
I think it's 3 by default.
Yeah, 3 by default. And then you can do one which does a double heal, which is longer but does 4, which it feels like there's a lot of variety of things you can put on, but I rarely strayed away from the same 5 on any of my builds.
I think
that was
it was one blue one was the one I kept changing between poison, more silk charge, and a few other bits.
Yes, it's like the map is huge. There's so many places to explore. All the areas are very varied.
Yeah.
Goddamn the swamp. Goddamn you.
Yeah.
That is the universally accepted worst part of the game is the swamps. the blight sewers. It's yeah.
I mean, in the end, this was kind of like my number 8. The thing that bugged me were the starting difficulty, especially. I think was too brutal. To the point where they had to tone it down. They actually did do a patch
some of the bosses got nerfed a bit.
I think it was that they only do single damage. The early game bosses now only do single damage rather than double damage.
Yeah.
But also, I hated the fact that a load of stuff was just hidden for no good reason.
Some of the exploration was I missed an entire area by the end game because I missed a message from a dude in one screen that I had no real reason to go back to at that particular point in time.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. I missed that out, I guess, and I would have to restart the game to go for a 100% run, which at some point in the future I'll probably do. But it is a punishing game, and the thought of going losing all of my skills to go back to the scratch at that point is okay, no. I put 50 hours into this. The fact that I put 50 hours into it says this is a good game.
Yeah, and I would agree that it's a good game. I didn't like it as much, and I didn't like it as much as the original Hollow Knight, is the big thing.
I'd be interested in knowing what my skill would be like going back to the original one now that I've played on, I guess, turbo mode. Or speed mode. The turbo button on the controller. That one, not you.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't confuse me with anything there. I mean, I know how fun this has been for a lot of people who've been waiting for this, successor to Hollow Knight and whatnot.
However many years it was, some 7, 8, I forget.
Yeah, so it's probably time well garnered, I think.
Yeah, they've the time spent and the product received valid.
Yeah.
I think the biggest...
And I kind of understood what all you guys were saying because I watched Gerard talk about it in his newest completionist video, so he broke it down quite well, and I was able to understand you guys. So,
the biggest thing that stopped me placing this higher is I can't recommend it unless you've already played Hollow Knight.
True. Yes. If you will, it's the kind of thing where you will know if you will enjoy it by just looking at it yourself and going yes or no.
Yeah. Whereas all the other games on my list are purposely. Look, it doesn't matter if you've not played any others in this. You can just jump in this one, no worries. That was a big thing for me. But no, I certainly agree it's a good game.
Yeah. And and my number 2. So, and that's where it'll stay.
So my number 2 is a game that's already been mentioned and is a crossover. I think you can probably guess which one it is. It's Sonic Racing.
I was going to say, sing the line, but
nah. Now, admittedly, I rate it lower than you, Turbo. I only rated it a 7 out of 10. Well, 7.5 out of 10.
Oh. Okay.
But I think...
Yeah, you have it positioned higher in your own personal top 5 this year.
Yes, because
over
my
mine.
ratings were very low this year.
All right.
Bear in mind, we're on number 2. My number 1 is the only thing that scored above a 7.
It's the one thing you truly enjoyed this year.
Genuinely, yes. The only thing that I just enjoyed and didn't think about anything until I finished it. But with Sonic Crossworlds, again, I saw it more as a live service game, so I've not platinumed it yet. I've got 2 more achievements, both of which just require me to get a grind a load of tickets, but I'm just going to do that over the year with the festivals. I'm in no rush for that. I think it does a lot of really nice things. I think the interaction between the characters has been so well thought out and so well executed. Definitely Omega is my favourite character, and I love how they've treated him.
Big's pretty good.
Yeah, some of Big's interactions are pretty good. I think the tracks are really well designed. I think one of the big things were, with the rival game that we were mentioning, there was a bit of confusion like, well, we're very used to just having a single track and running around that 3 times, and now we've got these weird single tracks that don't lead to nowhere, which we didn't know about until it released. This was very, very clear early on. It's like, this is the structure the game will take. You do 1 lap on your starting one lap on your middle random track, and finishing lap is the same as the first one, but with a few tweaks. And I think because of that, we understood what we're getting into. I think the tracks are well built. I think some of them are... It feels very... The tracks feel very short, but that's probably a good thing with the way it's designed.
I feel that's also partly to do with the speed that you're driving.
Yeah.
I will say, going, because there's... Was it Sonic Speed and then Supersonic Speed?
Yeah.
Going down to Sonic Speed felt so sluggish compared to...
I would say my disappointments come from... One of the biggest ones is I feel a little bit disappointed some of the favourite tracks have been hacked up a little bit. So let's take Roulette Road. Poor old Roulette Road has been in the game almost identical for the last 3 Sonic Racing games. And now we've got a little bit of it as a crossworld track. That's kind of... It feels incomplete. And also it's been changed quite drastically. But even stuff like Ocean View, which is technically one of the main tracks, has been severely limited in what it is compared to the original. And, obviously the tracks have been designed with the new gameplay in mind. I understand that, but it still feels a bit disappointing that some of those reoccurring tracks have been there at the beginning aren't there anymore. I guess the other thing for me is I do feel like the grind is a little bit much to unlock some of the things that I would consider desirable but not worth the time and effort to get them. Like, if you want to get all the AI skins, you're going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
And I've given up getting Omega's titles. I'm just going to get the platinum requirements and just be done with it. And then any extra I get on top, we'll just see where they go. So yeah, but you know what? This is one of those games where it's just like, cool, this is just a nice thing I can return to every other week, have some fun with my mates. You know, the SpongeBob one, most of that I did on stream with Kev and Luna, where we almost killed Luna from mostly Kev's jokes.
Honestly, you guys are gonna kill that poor girl.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like from laughter. It's like you're a bunch of jokers, and not the the kind friendly ones. I'm talking about the serial killer, kind of like maddening Batman ones.
I mean, I blame the domestic terrorist Jet the Hawk. But then there's also the really high moments, like the lovely streak we had, Turbo.
Oh yeah, the streak.
The streak. But that's the thing. That's what these games are meant to be. Like, I really like the fact that they've. Like, I know there's people who've got arguments about, no, we should be able to do the main online while the festivals are on because we don't care about the festivals once we've unlocked everything. We just want to keep our rank up. But actually, I understand why they've done that. It's because they need the amount of players in the festival to make it work properly. And splitting that fan base is going to be a nightmare. And I'm not even going to bother trying to get to the Legends tier, even with the Legends contest coming out soon.
I mean, I'm only ranked C minus.
I think I'm B
at the moment.
minus.
I've really not been playing that much online outside of festivals.
Exactly, but that's the thing.
I'm too busy with other games.
That's the thing. I'm enjoying just playing random stuff with friends. Even when when the festivals aren't on, we're just playing random online versus computers and stuff. That's just as well. I think this is one of those games which will be just a nice one to continuously come back to when you feel like playing it. And that's why it's so high, is it's one of those ones. It's like, again, like I said earlier, it's going to be an evergreen game that you just come back to when you feel like it. Hey, maybe there's some new characters unlocked when you come in. So yeah, Sonic Racing Crossworld is my number 2.
Well, my number 2 is definitely quite the bonanza.
I think I might guess what it is.
I know, I can't flow any better than that. It's Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah.
It's this could have been number 1 had it didn't do something egregious as cutting content out of the game and presenting to it as a month later as DLC content to pay extra on top. Because I thought it was priced right. It was like 60 quid. And from what I got out of it, yeah, it was worth the 60 quid. But but compared that to Odyssey, where Odyssey had all that post-game content after you beat the main story, and it had things that were similar to what Bonanza had presented to us as DLC. You know, where you had like an iconic, you know, location from games past that you could travel around, adventure, and, you know, explore or whatever. I just wish that they kept the model that they had with Odyssey in Bonanza. But no, Nintendo's higher ups are way more greedier now than they were 10 years ago. I'm telling you that now. But regardless, besides that, overall, I did find enjoyment in Bonanza with the dynamic of originally Odd Rock. Now, here's the thing. That's another thing I was kind of like disappointed in. They didn't really play into the whole Odd Rock kind of like narrative for the story for that long, because it was already blown out of proportion. It was already blown, that spoiler, that Odd Rock was Pauline, a young Pauline, being involved in the storyline and whatnot, and it is just revolves around Pauline and Donkey Kong working together to kind of like go further into the core to find the Bonandium route to make a wish to, you know, grant whoever's wish it desires, and blah blah blah. Yeah, I did find that to be overall enjoyable. On top of the core concept of like, hey, here's a massive play space, wreck shit. It's like, it's effectively that, and collect stuff while you're at it. And I had a decent time. I had a fun time going around, just beating up, you know, smashing through the landscape, trying to find Bonandium gems and Bonandium chips and other what was the other collectible that was prominent in the game? Gold, lots of gold. Gold.
There you go.
Banana.
Show me gold. Gold member would have a field day. It's a lot. There was a lot to do, and I enjoyed it. I loved the kind of like little dynamics that Pauline had with Donkey Kong. The moments where you would go find a kind of like resting spot, and then you would have like a little like dialogue piece of Pauline talking to Donkey Kong before they go to sleep, and then recharge their life energy and whatnot. Yeah, granted, the game wasn't that difficult in the grand scheme of things. I had an abundance of like balloons, or you know, gold to kind of like help me reset, just like in Odyssey.
Yeah, I was going to say, obviously, you know, I mean, to be fair, these games are aimed to be played by, you know, anywhere between a 7-year-old to a 98-year-old, so...
Yeah. Although, granted, from what I've seen online, there are some adults out there who can't play for shit.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah, it's just like... and they complain about it, and they bitch about it, and they think they're better than game designers. You people need to get a reality check. But overall, I did have a fun time with Donkey Kong Bonanza. It just slipped into 2 from 1 because of the bad practice of giving us DLC like that is clearly intended to be post-game content. That would have been post-game content.
Yeah, they might be doing that again with
that was just a
different game this year as well. Hi, Pokemon ZA.
Yeah. I mean, that's bad because it was announced before it's released. It's like
Yes,
True.
though I feel like that was more to do with the fact that those forms had already been leaked. However, yeah, like, it's obvious that, hey, you're missing some, like, kind of important Mega Evolutions. Oh, they're coming in the DLC? Fine.
That's terrible. It's a bad practice, Nintendo. You need to stop doing that. I mean, I've still not bought it. I've still not bought that DLC.
No.
I don't plan on buying that DLC. I got my well worthness out of the core game itself. I completed the game fully 100%. Did everything that the base game had, and I was satisfied with that. But that DLC, nah, man. You ruined it, Nintendo. You ruined it. You didn't get my number 1. No. But yeah. No, that was number 2 for me. Donkey Kong Bonanza.
This was a Last Minute Continue production. For more, please check lastminutecontinue.com.